On with the workbook lessons of A Course in Miracles. Jesus is taking us by the hand. He's giving us mind training. He's giving us practice opportunities. And literally, when you give yourself over to do these workbook lessons from A Course in Miracles, you can really start to feel that Jesus is orchestrating time and space with everything that seems to happen during the day, just so that the mind can choose to remember the lesson of the day. Every opportunity is just an opportunity, whether it seems to be a happening that's just happening during the day, or an emergency, or a crisis, or a conflict, or a struggle, whatever it seems to be perceived as by the ego. For the mind that is awakening, for that awakening mind, this lesson is perfectly designed so that everything that you perceive during the day, you can apply the lesson of the day. So today we are on lesson 34. I could see peace instead of this. The idea for today begins to describe the conditions that prevail in the other way of seeing. Peace of mind is clearly an internal matter. It must begin with your own thoughts and extend outward. It is from your peace of mind that a peaceful perception of the world arises. 3 longer practice periods are required for today's exercises. 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening are advised, with an additional one to be undertaken at any time in between that seems most conducive to readiness. All applications should be done with your eyes closed. It is your inner world to which the applications of today's idea should be made. So Jesus is using that word readiness. Even if you're willing, you have to feel ready. And then when you do these practices, you want to really come up from a place of readiness. Like you're going through the day and you pick out your spots, and you need to feel ready. That's part of spiritual awakening, is to be willing and ready and willing. Because the willingness, if you don't have the readiness with it, then there's a bit of feeling of, I've got to do this, a little bit of feeling of coercion that can creep in, or a little should and ought to creeping into your daily practice of the lessons. So let's remember what Jesus just told us. He's talking about 3 longer practice periods being required for today's exercises. 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening are advised, with an additional one to be undertaken at any time in between that seems most conducive to readiness. Okay, ready and willing. Some 5 minutes of mind searching are required for each of the longer practice periods. Search your mind for fear thoughts, anxiety-provoking situations, offending personalities or events, or anything else about which you are harboring unloving thoughts. Note them all casually, repeating the idea for today slowly as you watch them arise in your mind, and let each one go to be replaced by the next. If you begin to experience difficulty in thinking of specific subjects, continue to repeat the idea to yourself in an unhurried manner, without applying it to anything in particular. Be sure, however, not to make any specific exclusions. The shorter applications are to be frequent and made whenever you feel your peace of mind is threatened in any way. The purpose is to protect yourself from temptation throughout the day. If a specific form of temptation arises in your awareness, the exercise should take this form. I could see peace in this situation instead of what I see in it now. If the inroads on your peace of mind take the form of more generalized adverse emotions, such as depression, anxiety, or worry, use the idea in its original form. If you find you need more than one application of today's idea to help you change your mind in any specific context, try to take several minutes and devote them to repeating the idea until you feel some sense of relief. It will help you if you tell yourself specifically, I can replace my feelings of depression, anxiety, or worry, or my thoughts about this situation, personality, or event with peace. Okay, I could see peace instead of this. And to support our idea today, I actually went to the search results and came up with some beautiful ones. Of course, in the introduction, nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. That's got to be a go-to. Everyone remembers the introduction of A Course in Miracles, and it ends with herein lies the peace of God. Also in chapter 1, section 4, when you have become willing to hide nothing, you will not only be willing to enter into communion, but will also understand peace and joy. Chapter 1, section 6, you who want peace can find it only by complete forgiveness. Chapter 1, section 7, do not deceive yourself into believing that you can relate in peace to God or to your brothers with anything external. Deep. That's deep. So much for looking at this world of seeming externals. The body, the environment, the weather, so much. Not deceive yourself into believing that you can relate in peace to God or to your brothers with anything external. From chapter 2, section 1, peace is an attribute in you. And also, health is inner peace. Wow, that's one idea that could replace a lot of health ideas that the ego gives you. Health is inner peace. In chapter 2, section 2. That is why the Bible speaks of the peace of God, which passeth understanding. This peace is totally incapable of being shaken by errors of any kind. It is essential, however, that you free yourself from fear quickly, because you must emerge from the conflict if you are to bring peace to other minds. And in chapter 3, the lion and the lamb lying down together symbolize that strength and innocence are not in conflict, but naturally live in peace. Also in chapter 3, this single purpose creates perfect integration and establishes the peace of God. God knows you only in peace, and this is your reality. The choice to judge rather than to know is the cause of the loss of peace. You have no idea of the tremendous release and deep peace that comes from meeting yourself and your brothers totally without judgment. Peace is a natural heritage of spirit. Your capital self is still in peace, even though your mind is in conflict. You are not at peace because you are not fulfilling your function. Then let the Holy One shine on you in peace, knowing that this and only this must be. That's from chapter 4, section 4. No one who learns from experience that one choice brings peace and joy, while another brings chaos and disaster, needs additional convincing. And from chapter 5, the voice for God is always quiet because it speaks of peace. Also from chapter 5, section 2 again, peace is stronger than war because it heals. Eternity and peace are as closely related as are time and war. And then if we roll down a little bit more, down to chapter 6, he's talking about the crucifixion. If you interpret the crucifixion in any other way, you are using it as a weapon for assault rather than the call for peace for which it was intended. The wholeness of God, which is his peace, cannot be appreciated except by a whole mind that recognizes the wholeness of God's creation. The great peace of the kingdom shines in your mind forever, but it must shine outward to make you aware of it. The only way to have peace is to teach peace. By teaching peace, you must learn it yourself, because you cannot teach what you still dissociate. And that is the second lesson of the Holy Spirit from chapter 6. To have peace, teach peace, to learn it. So that all fits perfectly with our lesson today. I could see peace instead of this. So as you move through the day, just think of this in your mind, in the morning, in the evening, and sometime in between when you are ready. Remember, when you feel ready, I could see peace instead of this. And also remember the applications he gave us. I could see peace in this situation instead of what I see in it. I can replace my feelings of depression, anxiety, or worry, or my thoughts about this situation, personality, or event with peace. Beautiful, glorious. What a way to start the day. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you for joining in this glorious awakening. And let's go forth and find the peace and see the peace, especially looking at our thoughts. Let's see the peace. Okay, God bless. Bye-bye.